Welcome everybody to a new crypto update. Today we're going to speak about how the markets are probably going to perform, what are the scenarios, what we're doing with our positions, how should we position ourselves, what is smart money doing, what is the order book saying, so where are orders placed, are people selling or buying. So all of this we're going to do right away in this video. So first of all, we're going to go into BTCUSDT, as you can see right here. In BTCUSDT, there's some friction and some atypical behavior that you need to be very careful and mindful about. And that is especially that we had a bearish confirmed sequence that you can see we traded, we made a lot of profit over here, and then it started to go into a little bullish one. We again made profit here, and then it came back down, finished our initial sequence, the black sequence over here, which you can see, which is beautiful and exactly what we want to happen, is that if we have a sequence, bullish or bearish, that it gets finished. And it did. It perfectly got finished, started to react bullish, which is completely normal, but then it should have reacted here in the bearish whole correction level. The bearish whole correction level is defined by the whole correction, so basically from the top to the bottom, and it's going to create the Fibonacci entries and re-entries in between 50% and obviously 66.7% Fibonacci, which we use in our system to define re-entries or turning points in the market. And that's what we had. We executed accordingly to the system. We got a stop loss, which here it started to react bearish. So first of all, very well, but then there came a lot of volume in. The limit orders turned from bearish to bullish, because at that very moment when this trade was called, the limit orders, so here especially we use trading light to map and see all of this. All of these red ones are sell limit orders, so this is sell pressure in that sense, and all the blue ones is buy. So now, for example, you can see we have very strong sell pressure, very strong sell pressure. That's also the reason why I'm currently still bearish. But at that time I entered this trade, it looked pretty similar, but then a lot of bull market reaction in that sense occurred, because there came a lot of bullish blue lines, which is buy limits, right? That's more from market makers. So market makers are the one that move the market. They give liquidity, they take liquidity, and they have changed and flipped, kind of like tricked the people in that sense, right? There's no tricking in the market. At the end of the day, price reflects value and liquidity. But if market makers, obviously, that can change the market in a couple of minutes or hours, then therefore our systems fail. And that's completely normal. That happens from time to time. There's no way we could have seen that. Especially this move over here is, at the end of the day, very fake in that sense, because we reacted to 50% bearish, as you can see over here, and then we get so much volume from nowhere. And that's basically them canceling the sell orders, getting in liquidity, putting money into the market. So giving more demand in that sense, and then therefore obviously we went very high, a lot of supply, giving a lot of supply of liquidity, therefore going up, right? And that's what we did. But from there on, we started again to react very bearish, and that's the current scenario that we are in. If we zoom in a little bit, that's the current sequence we are in. We built again a bearish confirmed sequence. It hit C target. It even overcorrected C target, and then it slowly came back, and now we are waiting for a re-entry again, 50%, right? Which is basically, if we go into this whole analysis over here, and just to make sure we are 100% right, let's reanalyze it together. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the high, we're going to take the bottom, and then we have a triangle, a quadrant forming here, which is the one that I'm moving currently. The red arrow is showing it, and that is at the end of the day our entry zone, our re-entry zone. Basically, we want to enter here at the 50% correction touch. So if the market does this here, we want to go in and sell off, and it looks very well for that. Again, the limit orders are showing us we have very strong sell pressure. There's a lot of sell limits, right, set over here. There's a little bit of buy limits over here, and then at 90,000, and that's the last goal that we are looking for here, especially in BTC, since a long time now, is for us to finally go to the 93,000, and it looks fairly well that we are going to go there now, and that's what we exactly need for price stability to build up, for us to really come back down here, build up stability, and then make this new all-time high, break it, another one, and finally go to the 127K. Because one thing you're seeing in Bitcoin a lot, if you take price action into consideration, is that we are missing liquidity. We are failing liquidity constantly, and you can see it if you just go into the naked chart and you just look at these new highs. The new highs are very low. So this high here followed by the low high. It's a new high, but it's very low, followed by a long time a new high with a lot of stability and a lot of time to cook, right, and really go higher, again, just really breaks it a couple of percent. So the last high was 109, and then we go to 111, right? And then again, it comes back down, doesn't make a new high. So liquidity is failing basically in this very area over here, right? Basically in these high areas over here, there is not enough here, not enough buy liquidity. There's not enough demand for the price, right? If price strikes 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 10, there's not enough people that say we want to go higher because the price is already insanely high, so we sell it, right? That's how liquidity works, and we can see that very well here in Bitcoin, obviously in every chart, but especially in this example because we are lacking liquidity, right? So therefore, I'm very bullish, very bearish, bullish, bearish. The middle is what most people think right now because it's insanely confusing. I am short-term bearish, long-term bullish. So what I just said makes sense. I can just not replicate it. But my trade would look at following. And I would follow obviously the system again here. I would re-enter if we come to the 50% correction. I will just zoom in for you. It's so more comfortable. So I will re-enter here at the 50% correction. My stop loss is at 0.86 Fibonacci 822, which is a 2.35% stop loss. And from here, I'm going to sell the market off. And my take profit is going to be the 93,000 finally hitting C target, right? And that's actually where this bearish sequence goes if we imagine it's going to react properly. So let's say we react at the 50% correction and it clearly is following into the 93,000. So our C target of this very sequence here, let's just call it the black sequence. If we react here, will be especially this key zone, and these sequences very, very often, right, work very, very well, as we can see here all over the chart. Market moves in 3 waves counts, 5 waves counts, which is the Elliott wave theory, and combined with Fibonacci, it gives us insane entries. And obviously we have been right many, many times in the market. And now being right is one thing, risk management and trading management is another thing, right, which makes it more complicated. But even there we are very flawless in executing, and that's what we're going to do. So we're going to sell this. And there's no reason to think otherwise, because again, even if we go into, and that's what we're going to do in 1 second together, we're going to go again here into the limit orders, right? And I'm just going to use this stretch tool over here to show you a little bit. Let me change into this again. Let me just get this one. So even if you check here, right, we have a strong sell limit order sitting here at 109,000, very strong at 110,000, right? And that's where we bounced off. We have this bearish sequence confirmed. We should have reacted over here for a perfect bearish sequence, but then obviously we started to get this fake liquidity. Let's just call it like this. There's no fake liquidity. Liquidity is liquidity, but especially market maker liquidity that pumped the high price higher unreasonably. And then we are triggering a lot of sell orders. That's maybe a goal of them to get their sell orders triggered. And now we are really seeing the effect of that, and probably are going to drop to the 91, 90,000, where again, we're starting to see a lot of buy orders. Now, before that, we have a little bit of buy orders friction at 102,000. So maybe we're going to see some price jumps over here, but clearly I'm still very, very bearish, and that's what I'm going to trade. Same thing goes on in smart money. If we go into smart money, BTC is being shorted right now heavily in minus or in drawdown, but the direction is very clear for them. Let's check some other traders over here, what they are doing. So this one we checked 75 position. Let's go into the second, the largest one, 71 positions. So that's the one we just talked about. My mistake. So let's go into the second one, 46 position. Also, this person is selling heavily, as you can see here. Bitcoin short, in profit, Ethereum short, hype short. So this guy is shorting everything. There's not even one buy, right? So smart money continues to be very heavily short on the markets, right? Now let's talk about some gems. I want to give you some gems. One gem that I'm trading right now, and I made a couple of thousands of dollars last couple of days, is BTCUSDT, the innovation game. Please do your own due diligence and research about this coin. It's a really interesting coin because they developed algorithms that then can be used, and they have the copyright, and people will have to buy their coin. So this coin has a very small market cap, about 10 million. I entered somewhere over here with $1,700, made $10,000. Now I re-entered over here and over here. And besides, the market is bleeding, guys, but this is performing very well. Now, something that I saw also today is that Solana is reacting pretty positive. I mean, Ethereum, before we go into Solana, Ethereum continues to be very bearish. I made a very bold move by announcing that I basically sold all of my Ethereums, and I swapped them. Compared to some people that are very bullish on Ethereum, I'm not. Has a heavy bearish price action, and I have only Ethereums remaining that lie in my NFTs. I have some blue chip NFTs that obviously are in Ethereum in that sense, right, and are traded in Ethereum. So therefore I still have Ethereum value, but my holdings, my real holdings in Ethereum, I swapped them all. I personally swapped them into PAX Gold, which is basically gold on the chain. I believe gold is going to go higher. Already made 10% in the last 1.5 weeks on that. So it's amazing gains while Ethereum is losing, right? And with all of the shit going on, which obviously is not good, but we need to see it as for what it is. There's a lot of potential still for gold, right? So let's just quickly check out Solana, which again, I think had a very good reaction in the last couple of days, and today 4%, and we are exactly doing what we need to do. And Solana follows the price action in Elliott waves and Fibonacci perfectly. As you can see, we perfectly bounced off the 50% correction. Unfortunately, I've seen it too late. Currently here stuck in Jordan in between a war of Iran and Israel, and all of the missiles and all of the shit is flying above our heads. So I have been very busy getting out here the last couple of days, and hopefully I'm going to get out the next days. Even though Jordan is beautiful, don't get me wrong, I would stay here, but I have business to attend. But yeah, so I was focused on some other things and not so much on the market. Therefore, unfortunately, I missed this entry, but clean entry. And our sell, obviously, which we called on a crypto update, 2 crypto updates before. You can check them out, go back into the list. It's always good to watch them just to learn. We did beautiful trades here and they hit take profit, and that's what we are very happy for, right? So this trade was called on a crypto update and went very well, right? Besides that, let's go into some key factors in the market. Let's speak a little bit about total market cap. Total market cap is also starting to react a little bit bearish again. We bounced off the last positive reaction level, which is here the 0.786 and 822 Fibonacci, which we see a lot in crypto and Forex, not so much, but this one definitely counts in crypto. And this is still a bearish reaction with a bearish finish sequence. So therefore we have a fake out, which is this area over here. Yes, this fake out, but still we continuously are bearish, and that's what's going to happen, right? Bitcoin dominance is continuously rising. Ethereum dominance is still dropping after becoming a little bit higher, but not having any results with that. USDT dominance is also still in buy zone, which means if USDT dominance increases, means people are putting money into USDT, so putting money out of the market or liquidating their positions and holding it and waiting. And we are in a bullish sequence, and this bullish sequence is starting to react and have internal smaller sequences, right? So for market to build up in higher time frames, market is also going to build up in smaller time frames, and that's what you see exactly here. We are building up bullish sequences. We are building up bullish sequences. For example, this one is a confirmed and finished bullish sequence. I'm very sure about that. Let's check it out, and that's exactly the perfect other side of what we are theorizing here is that Bitcoin is bearish, and everything is showing that. Smart money is showing it, indicators are showing it, limit orders are showing it, or basically order book profile, and especially also here all the indicators. USDT is getting less, therefore Bitcoin is going shorter, right? USDT is getting more, therefore people are taking out money. So yeah, markets still continue to look very bearish, especially in the majors, but there's some good plays like Tick, for example, some meme coins like SPX 6900 that performed insanely well, and we called very early in the game, right? We called SPX 6900 here at 0.5 cents. Now it's sitting at 1.4. 1.4, went to 1.7, nearly cracked all-time high. So I'm definitely going to look for a re-entry over here. It's already noted as an alarm. So these are looking very well. Fartcoin is doing very well. We were up 41% from our initial position. Still bullish reaction, gonna stay in. So there is some plays. You guys need to stop thinking of bull and bear market. It is a normal market since the institutions came in, since Bitcoin and Ethereum became institutionalized through the ETFs, right? The market became institutionalized, therefore it moves like that. So the market is not just everything pumps and everything falls, but the market is where attention goes, money goes, or where attention is, the money will flow, right? So therefore they will pump, and it's fluid, it's mixing all the time. It's going from meme coins to here to there. Whatever right now people have focused on attention, whatever grabs attention, whatever has value, people tend to invest into. And it's, excuse me, and it's not so much anymore about all of these BS in the sense of just market pumps and market goes down. There was the golden old times, right? Where market was so small, and then when everyone went in, and when it went down, right? But that's not a normal market. a pump and fund market. That's when there's few investors and some control it, and that's it, right? But that's not how it is anymore. So keep an eye, in my opinion, on Tick. Very good call, made good money on that, and probably very most likely are going to continue to make good money on that. I currently have $3,000 invested here. And then the last one I want to talk about, another meme coin, because that's just how it is right now. These ones still make very, very good returns, and you can kind of like analyze and predict them very well, is Candle. Well, let me just look where I can find it. I have it here. It'll take me 1 second. So Candle is another one, Fartcoin, Candle, and SPX. We're looking for a re-entry, and then we have Tick. Candle is right now also in the last correction. Also a coin. I'm heavily invested. I have $8,000 in this coin. Yeah, so 8,000 in this one, 3,000 in Tick, and performed very, very well. Made good amounts of money right with it, and now we are looking to get the crack of the all-time high, which is 280%. So this is obviously something you need to consider as gambling, right? Yes, technical analysis and information as I have can help us on these projects, and they look very solid, but it doesn't mean that it's just going to follow that. It's very risky. So for me, 8,000, 3,000 is nothing I am scared of losing. It's not going to change anything in my life. It's a very small percentage of my wealth. So I can use that money, right? If it's for you $80, then it's $80, right? But maybe you can make 300, 400, 500 out of it. And if it doesn't bother you, that's the most we can do. It's analyze, have a stop loss, and obviously trade this, and that's what we're doing, right? With that being said, guys, make sure to follow. Over 60% of you guys are constantly watching my videos but not following me. I don't understand why. I'm putting all of my information, my knowledge into this completely for free. And if you want free trade ideas and signals from the most professional group on how to become profitable and stay profitable, the 50-min free link is below for you, and there's no reason why you should not be in it. See you in the next time.